Alt Rock Radio Now is recorded and produced at Music City Studio in Kelowna, BC. Music City Studio is a recording studio and rehearsal space that also hosts jam nights and runs workshops and courses. Visit musiccitystudio.ca for more details. Touring musicians welcome. Welcome to episode 14 of Alt Rock Radio Now. My name is Vincent Jones and I'm sitting here in Music City Studio in beautiful Kelowna, BC. I'm joined by Mike Pedersen and Valaura Vedan. We've got the beautiful smell of lumber in the studio here this week. Mike's doing his carpentry thing. He's making some additions here to the studio. Mike, is it a secret?
It's a secret for now,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But we'll announce it soon enough.
Okay, yeah, he's being super rugged and like the guy out of The Notebook. What's his name now?
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, but what character does he play?
Oh, I don't know.
Doesn't matter, I guess. Ryan Gosling out of The Notebook.
Got sawdust all over me and I probably
yeah.
stink.
You've been wearing your like sexy construction boots.
Yeah.
Meow.
It's pretty steamy in here this week. Don't know if you can tell from my voice. But anyway, I think we'll get into a song. Our first song this week comes from Hawker M. James, and that's the moniker of Mike James, a singer-songwriter out of Rochester, New York. James is doing something really cool. He's releasing a new single on the full moon of each month of 2014. Together, the singles form a full length called Phases, which will be available later this year. And another interesting thing about James's music for all you pop culture geeks out there is he's had some previous solo acts, and those acts have had songs featured on hit TV shows such as Community, Gossip Girl, New Girl, Ben and Kate, Up All Night, Ravenswood, and also a film called The Secret Lives of Dorks. So kind of interesting. Anyway, with all that said, let's dive into the music, and the song we're going to listen to is I Need Your Love. So let's take a listen now.
I've been waiting for your love. I want your love. I've been waiting on your love. I need your love. I want you 'cause you are so good. So give me some more of that precious stuff. I need you 'cause it is so good.
So once again, that was Hawker M. James with I Need Your Love. It's very 21st century in here in the studio. Well, it's always 21st century because Mike's got high-tech equipment, but you two sitting there on your phones pulling things up. I don't quite know what's going on, but
We're just getting prepared.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Getting
You
prepared.
never know when you're going to spring stuff at us. Random trivia that we need to look up immediately.
We got it ready just in case it sounds
it's
smart.
like-
You just gave it away, though, so people know now.
Do you guys remember back in the day when radio used to have like trivia questions and stuff, and you like actually had to know the trivia?
Yeah. I'm sure everybody now is like Google.
Yeah.
Call
You
in.
call in and you get a hold of them and they're like, oh, gee, I don't know. Typing sounds, oh, this is so hard. And then really you're just like, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry. Carry on.
No. I just wanted to point that out. You know, I'm just looking over the microphone here and I'm like, man. Feels like an Apple commercial. Anyway, I've got to be on my best behavior this week on this week's episode. I don't know if you guys saw this. Yeah, you probably did. I did a post on the social media there on Facebook, and it was pretty shameless. It was asking to help us get to 300 likes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically said, hey, anybody that shares this, I will mention on the show. So we had two very nice people mention it. My mum mentioned it, which is why I have to be on my best behavior.
Oh.
So Mike, you can't lead me off, down into a dangerous path this week. No bad.
We started off a little rough, I think. So.
I guess we did. That was my fault too. Should have been thinking about what was coming up. Anyway, best behavior from now on.
All right.
And then the other person who shared it very nicely was Jamie McKillop. And Mike, I know you've got...
Yeah,
you want to talk about Ginger and Rose, who we've already had on?
Yeah, we already had them on. They just released their EP, which you can find on Bandcamp. And yeah, I think we spent 3 days together in the studio. It was a lot of fun. And they, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was just maybe a month back. They just had their release show and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I missed it, but it sounded like it was a good one, so...
Yeah, and I should mention, I don't know if we made it clear that Jamie is in Ginger and Rose, so that's
right, yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing, Jamie, we really appreciate it, and my mum, we've got regular listeners, yay! Actually, you know what, though, speaking of that, I've been really stoked lately because I have heard feedback. Obviously, we have stats here where we can look and see how many listeners we're getting, but what the stats don't tell us is, whether people are coming back and whether they're regular listeners. So much the same as if you're in a band, you can probably see how many hits you've had on a song, but you don't know if those are repeat plays, someone who's really just digging your music. But I have heard lately that we've got some regular listeners, so that's really sweet to hear. Always brings a little smile to your face when you know there's people who actually come back. So whether you're new or a repeat customer, thank you for tuning in. And without rambling on too much more, I think we'll get into another song, eh? So next up, we've got a song from Rodger, and he's a soft folk singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist out of London, England. And from Jay, this song is called Broke the Surface.
And again. The rocks. Can you feed him? Track down footprints in the snow. Crashed out lamps, broken by reason. Never a point to letting anyone know. Broke the surface of the water, pull it up for air. Old age fathered a new daughter. Yes, the signs are all there. Pull me down as I rise up. This is too far from abrupt. Cold hard blizzards could still blow through. Wrapped up full, we'll fend off the storm. Friend or foe, Let's not wait for a minute more. Invoke the surface of the water, pull it up for air. Soul age father, a new daughter. Yes, the signs are all there. Pull me down as I rise up. This is too far from abrupt.
So once again, that was Rodger with the song Broke the Surface. Great tune there. The last few episodes, I think the last 3 we've done, we've talked about epic stories. And we've all shared one. Well, V kind of shared mine on my behalf because I felt like I was talking too much last week. But we've all shared one anyway from our vault. And what we'd really, really like, what would make us stoked, is if someone out there, one of you guys who's listening, would share one of your stories with us. We'll read it out on the air, we'll share it with everybody else who's listening. And that'd be really cool. We'd really like that. If you've got, not too long, of course, maybe just give us a concise story, no more than, say, 100 words? Does that sound good? I don't know how long that would be.
I don't know how that translates. But
yeah, I don't know. But, basically
a paragraph.
A paragraph. That's a better way to phrase it. A paragraph would be sweet. And we'll read it out on the air. If you've got a really cool story that's music related, I just think that'd be sweet, get some discussion going around these things. We'll share them on social media as well. And speaking of our social media, you can find us on Facebook and you can find us on Twitter. All you've got to do is search Alt Rock Radio now. And you can also find us on Google Plus as well, for those of you that use that, which probably not very many of you, but keep that in mind. V, you look like you're going to say something.
No.
Oh,
no,
I thought
I'm
you was. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this. You probably do, but there have been some really highly anticipated new records that came out earlier this week. There's new music from Beck and St. Vincent, among others. And I was on the NME site just poking around, as you do, and they have this really cool little blog piece on there. And it's called What's the Greatest Date for Album Releases Ever? Incredible LPs dropped on the same day. Now, generally speaking, record labels, what they do when they have a release coming out that's going to be highly anticipated, it's expected it's going to be a strong release. Mm-hmm. They look at when other strong releases are potentially coming out, so they avoid each other, so they basically don't split the vote.
Much like movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if I'm going to the store with $30 in my pocket and I can only buy one or whatever, it's not going to split the vote. So usually they do that, but it's not always the case that it works out that way. So basically this blog has scenarios where bands, amazing albums have dropped on the same day. And one of the ones that's on there is from May 16, 1966. And that was the day that the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds came out and Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. So a huge day for music, for 60s alternative music. Cool. And I just thought that was really interesting. Anyway, this blog's got a whole bunch of different ones with the same sort of scenario. So I'll throw that up on our social media. I'll put it on our Facebook because I thought it was really neat. And, that was just one example, but there's quite a few others as well that you're just like, wow, that's quite the day there. You go to the record store, you'd be stoked.
That's really awesome.
But yeah. Anyway, I think we'll do another song. Do you guys have picks this week? Both of you do, I'm sure. I know you do.
We do.
Awesome. Who wants to go first?
Are you ready?
You look like you're ready, so
I'm
you
not.
go first. Okay, I can be ready. I can be ready in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, go. Look, it's me on my phone. Is this okay?
I guess it's fine.
Okay.
I guess it's fine.
So my pick this week comes from a band out of Alberta called Stone Iris. The song is Hard to Stay Cool When. Well, this isn't a band that you would probably typically expect to hear from me, but they seem like really great guys. They've got a really awesome... they describe themselves as new blues rock. It's kind of a little bit like that grungy country 80s rock vibe going on. But one of my favorite things is on their website, they're talking about how they did like 3 years of touring in their RV that they named the Freedom Eagle.
Nice.
It's a pretty good tour home name. So anyway, the band is Stone Iris. The song is Hard to Stay Cool When. Once again, that was Stone Iris, and the song is Hard to Stay Cool When. I think I may have messed it up just before we went to the track. It's hard to stay cool when.
Happens to the best of us.
It's hard to stay cool when I'm in a room with you two.
Hey, it's all Mike. It's all the Ryan Gosling vibe right now.
Nice.
Even I can't stay cool.
The sexy workman boots.
I know, right?
I think we'll take a photo of Mike's boots
They're
this week and post them.
dirty. But yeah.
There's just so much wood in here.
They're rugged. Rugged and manly.
Mike's blushing.
Yeah, I can't handle it anymore.
I was just gonna say, when you were introing the song there, V, you mentioned the tour vehicle, and Jeff from Acres of Lions. He's the one that gave me. Basically, I do a lot of interviews. I interview a lot of musicians. I love doing it. And I was interviewing Jeff one time, and I asked him a question, something along the lines of, is there one question you never get asked that you wish you would get asked? She was kind of like, well, a question you should ask is about tour vehicles, because, all bands have them when they're going on tour, and all bands name their vehicles, for superstitious reasons or whatever. So I tend to ask that question all the time now when I do an interview, and it's amazing. You'll get all these different responses, and some people put, tons of thought into it and are really kind of, dedicated to coming up with a really great, neat name, and then other bands will come up with something really funny and stupid, and you just get some real good ones, and it's kind of cool. I'm glad I came across that question, because it seems like every band out there has, a name for their tour vehicle if
Yeah.
they go on tour. So it's kind of neat. I never knew that before. It's an industry secret. So now you guys know too. But yeah. Anyway, V, you posted something up on our social media recently when you asked the question about music festivals
Yeah.
and what would the dream lineup be.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really neat, and it's not something we've sort of touched on the show. We haven't really said what like our top 3 bands would be, which is what I think you asked there on the social. So I thought maybe we'd talk about that. If we were going to, pick the 3 headliners for a festival we were going to, what would be the dream lineup? Now, there's a stipulation to this though. The band has to be together. So for instance, I cannot have the Smiths.
I was waiting for it.
You're waiting for the reference, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I was good too, because when I mentioned the Enemy blog earlier, the Smiths were one of the Meat is Murder dropped on the same day. I can't remember. It might have been a Whitney Houston album, but I didn't mention it.
Well, it started out good.
Yeah, it's gone downhill now though. Well, not downhill, but I've done another reference. But anyway, yeah, so I thought we'd do that. Maybe we'll start with, do one of you guys want to go first, and then we'll jump to another song and come back to it? Or should I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
So I've got to pick 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be tricky. Well, I'm going to have Death Cab. And then, who else could I have? This is hard because I've only got 2 more now. Can I come back to it after the song?
Yeah, throw us under the bus, but then you don't finish before the song. Okay.
Well, I want to think about it beforehand, so
fine.
maybe we'll go to
allow
your...
it.
Yeah, I'll throw out one. How about we'll do one at a time?
Okay,
Okay,
do-
we
yeah,
can.
that
I think
works.
because we can all manage at least
I just don't
one
want to
right
make the
now.
wrong pick and then be like, damn it, when I
Yeah.
leave, But Death Cab's my first one, so you go next, man.
I saw Tom Petty at the Gorge a couple years back, and that was like amazing. So to see him with 2 other bands at the Gorge would be
Cool.
Incubus.
Nice. So we're off to a good start there.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do another song. I'll do this pick then, and then we'll do yours next.
Okay.
Nick, okay. So our next song this week is from a post-rock act out of Vancouver, BC. So pretty close to where we are here in Kelowna. And they're called Sex with Strangers. And much like some of us on this show, they're a band heavily influenced by Jack Daniels, according to
I
their...
didn't know that's where that was going.
I know you
That's
didn't. You all had this look of fear in your eyes. Where's he going with this? His mum's listening. Anyway, they got a new album on the way in May, and the song we're going to listen to right now is the record's debut single. So this comes off the new album that's coming out in May, and the song is called Slaves to the Night.
Not too much to see. I broke my nose and I pulled out all my teeth. Like the leaves of the opposite of me.
Turn me on, but I warn you lovers, you can't take back what's under the covers. Ooh, you call yourself a man. And why should anyone care about a love affair when we're all just slaves to the night? Rest assured I'm about to make it right.
There's not much here to say. I watch your hand as you slowly pulled away. Hey.
a man. Ooh, why should anyone care about love affair when we're all just slaves to the night? Rest assured I'm about to make it right. Ooh,
So once again, that was Sex with Strangers, and their song was Slaves to the Night. I just want to point something out before we go on talking here. We've just had a band join us in the studio here. Mike was setting them up. So they're going to be rehearsing over there in the live room. So if you hear any sort of bass in the background or singing, you know what it is. Just give you guys the heads up. It's no one here in our little room, but it is happening in the studio. So
Awesome. I wanted to jump in. I want to talk for just a second about Jack Daniels, just because you mentioned that that your band is a fan. Just today, actually, was the official launch of a $2.3 million advertising campaign from Brown-Forman, who are the makers of Jack Daniels. The reason why I'm bringing this up on our show is because it's for their Sinatra Select whiskey. So I believe in the States it retails for like $150. In Canada, it's like $300 a bottle for like a liter of Sinatra Select. But the packaging is beautiful. And the reason why they're doing this is because good old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra, was a massive, massive fan, like huge brand ambassador for the brand. They didn't really partner together when he was alive, but it's well known that he'd take it with like 3 cubes of ice, 2 fingers worth of whiskey, and a little bit of water, like night after night when he's on stage. So that's pretty cool. You guys are in good company out there.
yeah, that is pretty cool. I drink whiskey, but JD is not one of my go-to beverages. But you know, it does get cooler knowing that Frank used to drink it. That does give a little boost to the brand, in my eyes at least.
Yeah.
So that's neat.
It gives a boost to the brand in my eyes. I don't like whiskey, but I'm suddenly like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it's like wine. Maybe you need to taste it right. Maybe I need to look up some tips online or like ask some friends or something. But yeah, normally it makes all kinds of bad faces happen for me.
I'm a fan of tequila. That's all I can do.
I like tequila too.
Nice.
Yeah.
The good stuff goes down so smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
Not the cheap stuff. Can't drink that shit, but the good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, when you get a little bit rowdy and you order a round of shots at the bar and then you're like, that was a horrible decision.
Yeah.
I remember
tequila's meant to go in a mix.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember one time I had someone brought over to a house party, a friend, a $200 bottle of tequila from Mexico. Oh, it was so smooth.
Yeah.
Let's just say the bottle did not last very long.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this cheap stuff you get where it's like, ugh, you know, you pull in the face.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, I'll have another one of those. Yeah, hook me up with another one. But yeah, anyway, that's cool to know about the JD. I might have to try that when we go down to the States.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be buying it in Canada. It's just a little too expensive up here.
It's pretty pricey, hey? Oh, I should mention too, I said the campaign just launched. We're recording this show on Tuesday. So
Right.
you guys will be hearing this a couple days afterwards. But I think the commercial, you can find it online, so you should go and check it out because it's really cool. It's a pretty good ad. So.
Yeah, I wonder if the guys in Sex with Strangers knew that they had like a Frank Sinatra connection with the JD there.
I don't know.
Either way, they know now.
JD and Sex with Strangers, it sounds like a good time to me. I'm just kidding.
Awesome. Yeah, so should we do the band names for the for what was I saying here? For the
for the festival.
That's where I'm trying to go. God. I'm
Nice.
sorry about that. Yeah, the bands for the festival. So we've all picked one. Let's say who we've picked again here real quick. I'm Death Cab. Mike?
I'm always talking about Beatles, but Paul McCartney.
Okay, who was your first one again though?
Tom Petty.
Right, Tom Petty, Paul McCartney. Have you got your third one?
Not yet.
Okay. V?
Okay, so I'd originally picked Incubus, and I'm sticking with that because they're my favorite. But I'd also like to see the Joy Formidable again. And just talking about the Joy Formidable, I've seen them twice now play live, and both times were at festivals. And even if they're not the headliner, if you see them on a bill, they're worth $100 on their own. So go see them. Amazing.
Do you have a third one yet? Or?
Yeah, I think for my third one, I think I'm gonna go with Jack White.
Nice.
I haven't seen him, but I would love to see him play live. We can share.
Okay.
We can share.
Okay. Well, it's allowed. It's allowed. We'll let it happen.
I can throw another one. I saw John Fogerty a few years back, and I'm a huge CCR fan. That was awesome. So.
Cool. I'm going to go, obviously, I've already picked Death Cab. I'm going to go Blink-182, who I've seen before, and I just love, one of my favourite bands. And then I'm going to go for another band I haven't seen. So I haven't seen Death Cab. I've seen Blink, but I haven't seen Radiohead. So they'd be cool. So I'm going to go Death Cab, Blink, Radiohead. Nice. Maybe not in that order. I don't know. It'd probably be different. Probably Radiohead, maybe Death Cab, then Blink. Who knows? But yeah, that's my lineup right there. Nice.
I'm gonna think of a lot later, but
I know.
It's how it goes, eh?
Whatever. Yeah.
I even have more on my list, but I was like, chill down. We said 3, so those are my 3. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, our next song this week comes from Nevermind, an alternative girl band out of the UK who write their own electronic indie pop rock tunes. And Nevermind have gained some exposure through the BBC in the UK, which is how I found them. Anyway, let's take a listen to the music. We're going to spin their song, which is called 2 Lines. Here it is.
Because of what people were saying about me, it gets into your brain, and you start thinking these things are true, you know?
I'm blinded by the light that your heart is shining right at me. Like Cupid's arrow, you've aimed, fired and shot me. And now I fall into the ground, laying wounded and helpless. And you're smiling now, 'cause the power you've gained is endless. I'm too young to know love. To know love.
I guess I owe you an explanation.
I open my eyes, see the whole world waiting there for me. My time is now, nothing you could give could stop me. Yes, I'm on a high, I'm falling, but my head says no and my heart says more. I'm too young to know love. I'm too young to know love. I'm too young to know love. I'm too young to know love.
I came up positive 2 lines and called my boyfriend and I said that I'm pregnant. I'm not a skate, I'm not a whore. I'm not a liar.
I'm too young to know love. 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 I'm too young to know love.
So once again, that song was called 2 Lines, and it comes from Nevermind. When we were in New York City recently, they have on the subway there little warnings about playing your music too loud in your headphones. And it's basically along the lines of, turn it down before it's too late sort of thing. Now, that's a pretty pertinent warning for me because I play my headphones way too loud. And I know this, but I continue to do it because I guess I must be stupid. I sort of have the philosophy if it's going to affect me when I'm over the age of 50 that I'm not really bothered about it because it seems so far away, which, it's probably going to seem really, really silly the older I get. But that's where I'm at right now in my mid-20s. But are you guilty of playing your music too loud in your headphones?
Not so much in headphones, but in here.
Yeah.
And you do worry about it sometimes because I'll spend hours and hours and hours mixing a song and it slowly gets louder and louder. I try and keep it at a level that, is not so bad for my ears. And it's also good to take breaks, like every hour, just take a 10-minute break and let your ears breathe for a bit. But of course, I get into what I'm doing and I never stop. But headphones, I try and keep it down, especially with earbuds, because you can just feel those destroying your ears if you turn it up too loud.
Are there any like tricks of the trade for protecting your ears that are maybe unusual that people wouldn't know about?
Well, anytime you're going out to see a band play live, always wear earplugs. Never go without them. That over time is going to destroy your ears for sure. And when you see people up, rocking out next to the PA speaker, that's just the stupidest thing you could ever do for your ears.
No comment. No comment.
I've been known to dance on top of the PA speakers from time to time.
But,
I guess if you're on top of it, that's not as
in front
bad.
of them, on top of them, like doesn't matter.
Yeah, you see people,
keep your mouth shut.
with one ear sort of next to a speaker all night long, and man, that's not
I mean,
good.
I can't do that. Maybe I'm getting old, but like I get a headache, I'm kind of nauseous. I just don't feel good. I mean, the rule for me with when I have my headphones on or in or whatever is that I should always be able to hear noises, and that's not to say that I should be able to hear the conversations that are going on around me if I'm on a train or whatever. But if I was on the train, if I was on the metro, the subway or whatever, and I have my headphones in, I should still be able to hear the tracks beneath me. I shouldn't be able to hear the guy next to me, but I should be able to hear the tracks beneath me. If I can't hear that, my headphones are too loud.
Yeah. Plus, in that scenario, you don't want to be obnoxious anyway. Like everyone else can hear your music through your headphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're not too guilty then of playing your music too loud in your headphones, NB?
No, it's just, I mean, maybe a little bit when I was younger. I'm really guilty of playing my music too loud in my car, but that's not really a problem for me and my ears so much as it's a problem for the other people on the street.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm spreading my good taste. I can't help it, but I'm awesome.
Should be playing alt rock radio now in your car.
Yeah, that's really narcissistic.
Listening to yourself.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, I
skipping through to all your parts and then not listening to anything else.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is a wink at the boys. Hey, what's up?
That's me.
Yeah, I don't really know what else I have to say about headphones. I just saw I had a note on my piece of paper that said headphones. So I guess it's a PSA. I saw the signs when we were there, and I'm spreading it here now on the podcast. If you're blasting us really loud in your headphones right now, we appreciate you listening, but don't go deaf because there's going to be many more episodes to come. So keep that in mind and maybe just turn the volume down a little bit. So how about that?
If you want.
Be
good to yours.
Nice.
I think, Mike, you have a song for us that you would very much like to share.
Yeah, so we had the Music City podcast before, and we had a submissions email address. I'm not going to share because we're kind of switching over, but we actually got a random submission just this week here, and it's a band out of Montreal that has been listening to the show, which is kind of cool. They're called Grand Splendid. They're an indie rock band. And the song I'm going to spin for us is called Energy.
I acted like I knew the cause of the effect. expect. I always felt it, since you were with me there. The presence was a breeze, it brought a better air. The energy between us, the energy between us is bigger than ourselves, it's bigger than ourselves. The energy between us, the energy between us is bigger than ourselves, it's bigger than ourselves. The energy between us, the energy between us is bigger than ourselves, it's bigger than ourselves. The energy between us, the energy between us is bigger than ourselves, it's bigger than
Hold on. A
Come on, Mike.
So that song was called Energy, and that was from Grand Splendid. And that was a submission to our old email address. Where can they find us now?
Well, thank you. That was a nice little segue there.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, what I'll say first is if you're wondering about any of the bands we've had on the show, you know, like, oh, what was the name of that band? Where can I find them? Go to our Facebook page. Once again, it's Alt Rock Radio Now. What we do every episode is we tag the bands. So it'll say, you know, episode 14, music from blah, blah, blah. And the bands will be tagged. So you can click that. It'll take you through to their Facebook page. And then obviously from there, you can find the links and where to find the music and everything. So keep that in mind. That's where the bands are listed. If you want to submit your music or you have a suggestion for us, we can take the submission either through our social media on Facebook, or what you can do is you can email us. And our email is arrnow@gmail.com. So just the initials of the show, ARR, and then now@gmail.com. So you can just email us there and, you know, shoot your submissions over. And like I say, you don't have to be in a band. It could be your buddy's band. You just want to, you know, see if you can get them on the show.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. It'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always stoked to hear, you know, music submissions, even suggestions. If you want to throw something out there you think we should talk about, we'd love that too, you know. And like I say, Alt Rock Radio Now on Facebook, and also the same on Twitter and Google Plus, which no one uses, but I'm really pushing it this week. Anyone would think that I was getting paid from Google, hey? I'm not. I'm not. But yeah, that's where you can find us.
Nice.
And
nice.
speaking of social media, I feel like this has been a social media heavy episode, actually. On Facebook recently, I posted a picture of a book that I bought, and it was one that I got just this past weekend. And what's the name of the book again? I can't remember. Oh, it's Love Goes to Buildings on Fire. And it's basically 5 years in New York that changed music forever. I've got a note on my piece of paper here.
Cool.
But I haven't really started reading it yet. I'm about 4 or 5 pages in, which I read in the bookstore before I picked it up. And I really enjoyed it, which is part of the reason I scooped it. But I haven't really had a chance to properly sit down and have a good read yet. But I'm really looking forward to that. So, Mike, I just thought I'd throw it over to you. Actually, we talked about it during the song, so I'm going to throw it over to Mike because I know he has one he wants to talk about.
There's there's a couple actually, but there's I read Anthony Kiedis's book Scar Tissue. He's from Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was pretty interesting just to hear that guy's life story growing up in Los Angeles and stuff like that, and the stuff that him and Flea got into, and all the drugs that he did, and yeah, based on what's in his book, he's pretty lucky to be alive. So it's interesting. It's a
I've
good.
heard really, really good things about that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And then I just started reading Keith Richards' book. So I've just kind of gotten into it. Nothing too exciting yet, but
It's
I'm
coming.
sure there will be.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually read that many biographies. I have some. I just never seem to get around to buying them. I just keep collecting them. But what I do have, which is maybe a little bit unexpected, that I really, really love, is a copy of Tupac Shakur's book of poetry. And of course, he was such a prolific rap artist and hip hop artist. But his actual poetry itself is really, really beautiful.
Cool.
So it's definitely worth checking
Yeah,
out.
nice.
I'm glad you brought that up, V, because you were saying during the song there that you didn't have one that you could think of to share. So I'm glad you
Well,
brought that. That's cool.
I think the only biography that I've ever read was by Jewel, who I'm a big fan of, and I really love her voice and whatnot. And that's a really good biography, but I can't really speak that much about it because I haven't read it since I was like 16 or 17, so it's been a while.
Cool. Can you guys indulge me for a second? I already mentioned the Smiths, so I think it's fair game. I've missed this episode for not making a reference, so I might as well just get it all out in the open now.
Okay.
And I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but I recently read Morrissey's autobiography, which is phenomenal. If you've not read it yet and you're a fan, or even if you're not a fan, just pick it up because it's an awesome book. It's really entertaining, written in a very Morrissey style, which, you know, many of you will know what I mean when I say that, but it's just a really good read. I thoroughly enjoyed it front to back, just really interesting. And that's the most recent autobiography or biography that I've read, music related, which I just love that one. It was a real page turner. It was like, I was torn as I got towards the end of it because it was like, I wanted to know what was going to happen in the story, you know, and I wanted to finish the book and see where he was going to finish up. But at the same time, I was like, no, I don't want to finish it, you know. I like my evenings with Morrissey. So anyway.
Such a nerd.
Yeah. And if you'll indulge me for slightly longer, I was talking... No, I'm not,
no, that's it. You cut off.
No more. I'm not going to talk about Morrissey again. What I am going to say is just going back to the Facebook, and I mentioned it earlier briefly, but we're close to 300 likes. I think last time I checked, we're at like 287.
Oh.
So we're within touching distance. You know, we're just 13 away. So that's why we did that post which I mentioned earlier that Jamie and my mum shared.
You know what though? I mean, more importantly, more than like sharing the page with your friends, you can actually go and invite your friends to like the page. Do that. Let's be proactive. Be proactive, fans.
Yes, please do that. And also, you know what? While we're on it, feel free just to, you know, subscribe to us, rate and review us on iTunes if you want. You know, you can find us on iTunes and YouTube. Anyway, at the risk of losing you all, I will stop talking about stuff that we want you guys to do. But thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. And we'll get into our final song here. And it sees us come all the way back to Canada, which is where we're sitting right now.
Is that right?
Yeah. Believe it or not, Mike. We won hockey gold on the weekend.
We did, yeah.
Did you get up for it?
No. I woke up every hour and just kind of checked the score and then went back to bed. So that was good enough for me.
We're all bad Canadians. We were up too late on Saturday night.
Yeah, likewise.
So, hey, we won gold. So
that's all that matters.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Anyway, we've got a tune from Luke Kerplowski, a.k.a. Luka. And he's a folk singer-songwriter out of Toronto. And Luke released his debut full-length solo record, which is called Calling All Cats Black, back in November of last year. And from that record, this song is called Only Me.
I woke up this morning, same as the last, with a head full of liquor and a boy in my lap. He's ugly and boring, necessarily so, and I don't have to think of the future for sure.
I slept with some girl who reminds me of you. Was it the part of her lips or the profile view? Or was it just that she needed me too? I was looking for old love draped in the new. I'll make love to your memory, make love to your shadow, make love neath the paper moon. Intimacy is a struggle for me, so I'll make love with only me.
I look in the mirror till I'm powdered and pressed, and my lipstick and liner match the print of my dress. I look like a princess, but I feel like a mess if I end up alone. Is anyone's guess?
Well, I've grown accustomed to looking this way, and my clothes are unclean and my body it aches. No movement's been made for a couple of days. Oh, it's not the love, but the will I still crave. I'll make love to your memory, make love to your shadow, make love neath the paper moon. Intimacy is a struggle for me, so I'll make love with only me. force to live in my dreams. Milk and warm honey stimulate me. Head on my pillow and the hand between my thighs. A lover's repose is a fantasy now. I'll make love to your memory, make love to your shadow, make love neath the paper moon. Intimacy is a struggle for me, so I'll make love with only me. I'll make love with only me. I'll make love with only me.
So once again, that was Only Me, and it comes from Luka. The name of his record there is Calling All Cats Black. And every time I read it, I don't know why, and I don't even really know why I'm sharing this, but I read it as calling all the black cats, you know, as if like calling them to you, like the Pied Piper of cats or something. I don't know why. It's just how I kept reading it. But anyway, not very interesting, but I just thought I'd share that. And thankfully, probably for most of you out there, that's the end of episode 14. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you are a repeat listener or whether you're new to the show, thanks. We really do appreciate it. We're so stoked to have you listen. We're just thrilled for you to tune in. So thank you. Please come back next week for episode 15, which feels like a milestone. There's something nice and round about it.
It's a good number.
Maybe we should have cake.
I love cake.
For beer. Beer?
Beer and cake. Cake
Yeah,
beer.
Is
there a beer flavored cake?
I don't know, but I did learn from a friend, Robin Flynn, who owns the raddest vintage shop literally on wheels in a vintage school bus.
Well, it got so
ever.
hipster in here just now.
I know, right? Anyway, I did learn from my friend Robin, who is also a listener of the show, that you can make pancakes with beer.
Oh, right.
Hashtag fun fact. That can happen, so you should do that.
I've done that.
Robin's so awesome. She's awesome. Thanks for listening, Robin, if you're out there. Anyway, I think we'll call things off for there. So Thanks again for listening, guys. Goodbye for now. Come back next week for episode 15.
Alt Rock Radio Now is brought to you in part by Czek Creative. Czek Creative is a Kelowna-based digital agency that